morning. How was everybody? God, I could not sleep last night. I binged. God, I was up till like 12. After 12, I binged the McD Dynasty. Speak of the devil. I must be the devil. I've decided I must be the devil. The devil. Hello from Munich. There you go. Our world travelers here. Happy Labor Day. Oh shit, I put Memorial Day. Fuck, I cannot get my life straight. Sorry. Happy Memorial Day. Happy Monday. Whatever. I think I put Labor Day. I mean, yeah. Anyway, whatever. I'm over it. Hi Gail, how are ya? You were just talking about me? That's scary. Scary, scary. Lots of people talk about me. Hopefully it was the good side of me, not everything else. I know. Oh, you do? Yeah, wait, good. I hope it works out for you, Stephanie. But I'm on here every day, so I am your partner. We can work together every day. Happy Labor Day, happy Memorial Day, whatever. Heidi's Chaser. How is everybody doing? Anybody doing anything good today? I'm not. This hat is bugging me. I'm not doing anything fun today. No. I want to forget things too. My God. How do I forget things? I don't know. But Stephanie, I'm on here every day. So, girl, you got to work out, buddy, even though we're not close. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're going to your favorite restaurant? Nice. I'm chilling. I see a nap in my future. Mary's coming. Hi, Lindsay. She's going to come hang out again today. She came out and hung out yesterday while I went. You're going to drink? Hello from Tunica. Only been there once. Ernest, only been there once. From Riceville. Where's Riceville? I've even never heard of Riceville. Love ya, Annie. So, wonderful day yesterday. 90 pounds is great. Yeah, but that's okay. If you come on here every day, I'm here. So you can work out when I'm on here. I can't see the Seymour, but I apologize. I can't see whatever you said. So I've been super itchy. My allergies are killing me. You about to shower drink? Good morning from Canada. Getting ready for school, blah, blah, biscuit. Boring. Shampooing rugs. Hey, I did that the other night when I was on the treadmill yesterday. Good, Adriana. Riceville is in Chinatown, I think. No, Riceville is in Tennessee. But I'm from Tennessee. I've never heard of Riceville. I mean, there's a lot of towns I haven't heard of. Let's be real. Oh my God, the winery event was so wonderful. My flight was diverted by a medical emergency. Oh no. Ugh, Sue, how horrible. How long do I work out? Every day is different. I'm really tired today. So I try to, I'm on here for about an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. I do not miss back to school stuff either, at all. So it was wonderful yesterday. I think some people were questioning my event time. Can you believe that? Some people were questioning my event time. They looked it up on the website. Can you believe that? Winery is not open till 1. Event time was 12 yesterday. It was a private event. So it was 50 miles north. Okay. My family probably knows where that is. So the event time was at 12. I don't know why people want to question when I leave my house at what time my events are. And I'm probably lying about my event. I should be lying about it because you should not know where I technically am going. Because psychopaths like certain people who want to look up the location of my event and notice that the time on a Sunday opens at 1. What? So I must be lying. I should be lying, technically, but the event was 12. I left the house at 11:45, if you must know. I didn't know I had to check in with people before I left. Mary was here watching Ed with unloaded pew-pews upstairs that are safely put away, and everything seems to be fine. Lord have mercy. Ione does have some great wineries. So my dentist had an event there. They invited me to come sit with them. It was great. It was fun. It was nice. I love those people. I met his wife. It was great. Oh my gosh. Gayla, I would never do that today because it would be probably so busy. Ugh. People are so weird. Yeah. So they questioned. They looked up the website. This is what's scary about social media. When you have normal people like us, oh no, DeShazer, really? Ugh. So when you have psychopaths who are obsessed with you, and every time you mention where you're going, they actually look at the event, they look at where you're going, and they make sure you're telling the truth. Number one, I'm a grown-ass woman. Number two, if I wanted to go to the casino, I would tell you I was going to the casino. When I say I'm going to the casino, I go to the casino. When I say I go to a winery, I go to a winery. I don't understand where the complications lie. I do what I want to do. I don't have to lie. I don't have to lie. I can drink. I'm 51. I can have a couple drinks and still be under the legal limit. I think I know what I can and cannot do as a 51-year-old adult. Period. I didn't get tipsy till I got home. I came home and I sat on my couch. I talked to my Zoomies and had some wine. I got tipsy then. And my own family doesn't even me neither. My family wants to know where I am. They look it up. Maybe I should give all those people on Reddit my location, so that way they can make sure they can follow me, right? And make sure that I'm where I'm saying I'm going. Number two, they talked about my mama this morning. See, what happens is when I post their shit online, when I show them, right? When I show them and I throw their receipts in their face, they don't like it. They don't like it, right? So then they start digging and they start looking and then they start delving deeper in my life, talking about things that they really have no clue about. They're talking about my mom and Ed's will and how much money my mom had, how much money she didn't have, what she did with her money, how she did it, how I shouldn't take money from Ed. They know everything. So if you ever want to know about my life, go on Reddit. You'll find everything you need to know. Even things I'm learning. I'm learning that my mom gave me and Josh her money. She didn't have a lot of it. She didn't want to intermingle it with Ed's money. Okay, that's new to me. I didn't know that. The will is split up between 7 ways because my mom's money is with Ed's money. And she made a lot of money. Decent, I should say. Anyway, it's crazy. Is it worth to be on socials? Yes. Respectfully, yes. It is worth it. Because there's so many great things that have come out of socials. Aside from the obsessive, compulsive people in my life. Lolly, obviously you care, honey, because you're here. Hi. Hi, Lolly. Anyway, so everything else was crazy. That's the way it is. They know I didn't get a college degree. I'm lying about that. They want proof on everything, and they can kiss my ass. I can't believe you can run and talk. Well, you know I've been doing this ever since I was 14. I've been running, right? So when you run as long as I have, or many years, your lungs are pretty powerful. Hi Guax, how are you? Tonda, I appreciate that. So I always say this is my fun fact. I can speak and I can run. Howdy Marty, how are you doing? How's the colon? How's the pooping? You doing good? So anyway, today, lazy day. I had my fun all weekend. I was busy. It was just a crazy weekend, right? Oh, bye Kathy. And today's September 1st already. What in the world? I run at 5, which means it's build time. Anybody got any money? My mama didn't appear to leave me enough, so I've already spent that. Shit, she's been dead for 19 years. Anyway, hi C. Why do I hear a little Southern charm? I'm from the South, originally. Yeah, I'm from the South. Born, conceived and born in the South. Yeah, hi Shelly. Papa's doing fine, he's still sleeping. And I'm wondering if Grandpa still reads. No, he's never read books, Susie. Even when he was spry, he just looked through books. He didn't really read. Ed, ADHD, didn't have patience. He loved star books though. He loved astronomy for some reason. He loved looking at astronomy books. I remember that. My mom was a reader, so they would go to Borders or whatever, and he would look at the books, the astronomy books, and she would buy her books. Have I always been a housewife? Absolutely not. My lazy days. My lazy days are more productive. Well, I do have to get some stuff done around the yard. So I will probably begrudgingly, I have to water, I have to do those things. I have to do a couple other things. I have my list already. So I'm hoping at some point I'll be able to go and finish my McBee dynasty. I'm almost done. Tennessee, Nashville, yeah. Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, I'm sharing your chick trying to figure it out. Girl, I don't know what you need help with, but I can do my best. Let's see here. I love being here. I know, Miami, thank you. Why does my homepage show 0 followers? I have no idea. Hi, Pat, how are you? Happy Labor Day. Beautiful day in Tennessee. I miss my family. I'm going back home in October, the end of October. And it's perfect timing before Ed's surgery. So I'm kind of nervous after surgery if either Dan or I think we're going to be we're going to need each other more, I think. So I'm excited to see my family in a month and a half, almost 2 months, whatever. I need my family. I miss them, and I'm struggling a little bit. Yes, Reddit, I'm not leaving the house today. So I promise you, I'm not going anywhere I'm not gonna go. And I'm not saying I'm not doing anything, I'm really doing it. Probably won't leave, just in case you were wondering. But can he read since, he can read. Yeah, no, he can read. I didn't know what you meant, but yeah, he can read. He reads the titles, the subtitles on the TV. I'm not having surgery, no, not yet. You're in Pigeon Forge? Oh, guys, all you Tennessee people be quiet. I miss my family. No, I did not get any wine. So they weren't really doing wine tasting because then it was an event. And on event days, they don't wine taste. They hold different times, yada, yada, yada. So they gave two tastings of 2 of their white wines. The Pinot Grigio was horrible, tasted like water. The Sauv Blanc was, I wouldn't join at this point. I would like to try more, but it wasn't available. So we had Weibel bubbles, and Weibel is a Lodi sparkling wine. It's in Lodi, and They have an almond Weibel sparkling wine. It is to die for. Now, I don't like sweet. And she promised me, and I've had it, and wasn't realizing it was Weibel at the time. I thought it was theirs. And it's more of a brute with nut undertones. It was so yum. You're drinking palm juice? Yeah, I'm gonna get some because it was so good. Yeah. Gave me a headache though. I had like 2 glasses. Headache. I know, missing family is so hard, especially like when my mom's not around. So losing my mom has made that need for family so much more, and it's so hard for me. I mean, I can't tell you, as I get older, being away from them is harder and harder. You know, when you go through things and you feel certain ways, nobody can understand you like your family. My mom always understood me, even if she didn't, she always made it a point to understand and be there, that comfort, you know? My family's the same way. They don't discount anything I say. Everything I say, they absorb, and they give me that comfort that everything's gonna be okay. I don't get that here. I get, don't talk about that. You bring it on yourself. It's your fault. You know? There, it doesn't matter what I say. Nobody points a finger and puts blame. Everybody supports and nurtures. And I'm just not nurtured enough, you know? And I miss it. I could cry. I'm really having a hard time. I've been having a hard time for a long time. No. Well, the Pinot Grigio, it was just tasted like water with a hint of wine. Yes. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna have, yeah. And it'll be great because it'll be before his prostate surgery. And I think life is gonna change very much so for Dan and I after that. Oh, hi Rich. How are ya? Journey, I always try to. Yeah. Hi, Amy. Did you say goodbye already? Your nephew, right? I'm trying to remember everything, you guys. If I fail, I fail. You two walks. What are you doing today? You on the ranch? You riding your ponies? So anyway, that's my shit. So I need to really start going more often to my family. I'd like to go twice a year, but I never end up going twice a year because lives. And, but I need to. You too, Angelina. You saw him before he left, all right. You guys, nobody's getting surgery in the immediate future. Well, in the immediate future, it's Ed's surgery in November. The prostate, everybody cool your jets. Who watched Ed while I was gone? My caregiver. Yeah, I had a caregiver, y'all. I left him alone. Yeah, I left Ed alone. I went to the winery for 3 hours and I left him alone. Zoom watched him, he was good. Everything was good. I gave him, Zoom watched. I had Zoom on him. I was 15 minutes from home. If there was an emergency, Zoom would have notified me, and it's all right. You know, it's all right. We do things like that here. You know, when we're in a bind, we got Zoom. He's fine alone, you know? He's fine. It was beautiful. It just, I think their wine needs to be better. Oh, well, Jade, you weren't supposed to say that about the hot car. Fuck, that was the other day. That was at the soccer field. I rolled up the windows and told him I'd be back. An hour and a half later, he was mighty sweaty and clammy. He was fine though, I gave him some water. That was sure nice of you to join us. Oh, hi Janet. He's going to be a nuclear engineer. Good for him. I left the era? No. Why would I? You know, how do you toughen up an old man? You leave him in the car on a 102 day with the windows up. We gotta toughen up him. He's 93 years old. We gotta toughen up. You know? Shit. Thanks, Dago. Nephew's still there, not working. Yep, just doing nothing. Old people are old people are always gold. Yeah, he loves it. Shit, it was 116 in the car, and he said, "By golly, Danielle, that was the best heat ever. That was great. Thank you." Patty was so fun. It was so fun. Lives in National Mother System, moving there in December. I love that. I mean, you know, I think since my mom died, it's been the hardest thing for me. You know, when I was younger and I had the kids and I was busy, it was different. But this last year for me, oh, you figured it out? This last year for me has been one of the hardest years mentally for me. And nobody knows this but you guys. I'm telling you that because I know a lot of you go through your own mental health issues. And it's really hard. It's been really difficult for me with all the ailments that are popping up, age, you know, everything hurting. That pain puts a blanket on your soul. Among needing comfort and guidance, my life is fucking stressful. You know, it's stressful, and not having my comfort of my mom. The older I get, the more shit. It's just, I feel alone, you know? And I don't have that. I can't run to my dad. Can't run to my mom. I don't really have, you know, anybody here. And so I just deal with it. I think it's more difficult, and I don't know why. I've never experienced this, but the last year has been horrible. And when you're far away from your family, it makes it even harder. I kind of feel the same thing, I know. And you know, it's the same thing, Mama Sherry. Mom, Dad, whatever it is, it's hard. You too, Janice. So pray for my leg. Oh no. Boston, what the hell? It's menopause. Yeah. It's menopause, you know? It's all the things. It's not even just one thing, it's all the things. It's all the things. And sometimes you just want somebody to hug you and just hold on for a while. Yeah. Boston, are you on antibiotics or do you have to go to the hospital? Thanks, Dev. Oh no. Detrosha. How horrible. How does that happen? Both parents and 3 siblings? Oh, I couldn't. Oh my gosh, Amy, I could not sleep last night. I could not sleep. Hi, Jaren. Love you. I think your patch is helping. Everything's helping, but it's my emotions, you know? It's feeling needing more. Needing more. Love you, Pat. Have a good one. Oh, in April? Oh no, Bayan. I'm so sorry. Was up at 4:30. Shit. Yeah, no, an explosion got you. What do you mean? I forgot what I was gonna say. On the back end. What does that mean? Speak in my terminology. Dyschaser. My patch. So my estrogen patch. It's my estrogen patch. So I think my hormones are as regulated as possible. Oh no, Dyschaser, really? Oh shit. God, that probably was scary as shit. Oh, they're going to hospital today. Oh God. Oh yeah, I bet, so they can help. Hi, Andy. Arroyo. Arroyo. On the Deshazer, I know, was speaking in code. He was building a gas plant on the Canadian border and it exploded. How do you regulate your hotlines? Well, I switch from one line to the other. Hotline bling. Bling bling. My hormones. Doctor. I have an IUD in and I have an estrogen patch. Yeah. Susie, I know. I was just having fun with you. I was to not be close to the house. My mom suddenly 5 years ago. I used to call her every day. My mom and I talked all the time. Yeah. Ugh. You were in a wheelchair? Are you walking now? Night sweats. My night sweats only get bad if I drink later in the day. If I have wine later in the day, my body goes in turmoil. But if I drink early enough, I don't have those as much. But I get hotter. I mean, this ring shows me how my body temperature is up and down and all over the place. Ashley, my pain hurts so bad. You don't, Carla. And it's only been 9 months. I'm 19 years in, and I feel like a fucking baby. And it's very hard being a caretaker, but it's so worth it. You know, I'm very, I can't say one way or the other. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like this is something I was meant to do, right? The hard part really is over. You know, the first couple of years was the hardest part with him. Have I been checked for AFib? No. My watch, all my shit would show. The last 2-3 years were the hardest with Ed. When he was mobile, when he was feisty, when I was learning to let go of my anger, right? And so that was the hardest. Now, life is different with Ed. It's not as difficult, right? It is in some facets, but you don't have him on mobile. He's not spicy, which you miss, right? But it's a lot easier. I've left a lot of my trauma in the back, way about yonder. And so our relationship has changed significantly from beginning to, now. And people are saying, do you regret it? Do you feel like, it's robbed you of certain things? I mean, I think yes and no, like not enough to have anger, towards it. It robs me of my freedom, number one. It robs me of the ability to go home and be surrounded by my family as much as I want to go. So maybe that's the biggest thing. But other than that, I think this is just part of my journey. I always say, you guys, we're here for a reason, right? Our bodies are here. Our skin and all this stuff that we have is just a suit we're walking in until our journey is done. I believe that. And I believe my journey is going because of my love, my heart, my kindness, and I'm not only teaching myself on how to be a better person, how to evolve, and how to let go, but I'm teaching others. You all are also part of my journey, and I never would have thought I would have had this journey, right? So I'm here killing it on my teachings, right? I feel this. This is me. This is what I was meant to be. I've always been that person who has helped others. I've always been that person who has given, right, to others other than herself, her family, her husband. And guess what? I'm still giving to people. Nobody gives to me the way I give, right? I've spoken to you guys all the time that you're my support. You loyals, you people who show up every day, right, have formed a bond with me. I don't like my suit. Well, You got to talk to somebody about that. um, you know, and it's that thing that, you know, in life, this is my calling, right? This has been my calling my whole life. And they say that every child that's had trauma, every child that feels like they haven't had enough love ends up being one of the biggest caretakers, nurturers around. That's me. That's me. My mom loved so much, but it wasn't enough for me. And I felt so, I felt sad that my dad wasn't part of that. I know, and I love y'all for showing up. You know what I mean? Outside of you guys, I don't have that support. Rocky supports me, you know. Josh somewhat supports, but you know, if I went to anybody, it would be Rocky. She's probably my biggest supporter out of my family, other than, you know, back home. That's it. That's all I got. And I got you guys. I got my daily people who show up every day for me. Like, you can't thank enough. People who got my back. People who are fighting behind the scenes for me when I don't even know there's a fight to fight. And I think that's so happy. My neighbor, Megan, and thank you for bringing her up. My neighbor is somebody I could go to if I need to, you know. My neighbor would be that person. My really good friend Stephanie too. My really good friend Steph. Not sure where Scranton is. Ohio? Scranton, Ohio? Oh, Diane, I like that. I hope I'm saying your name right. So, she makes me happy. Sometimes, you know, it's always like, had a messy divorce and I took on the parental side. Yes, and I was the mom for my mom. I was her friend, you know? And those little kids in us are still looking for love. I mean, support, acceptance. It's a psychology, you know? It's basic psychology, especially in child development. Our inner child is with us even today. And really, I'm still looking for love. I'm looking to be appreciated, you know? And so I give to others, I'm assuming in hopes that one day I'll find what I need. We still look for it. Safety, security, comfort, you know? I've been to therapy before. Yeah. It doesn't help me. You know, I already have the basic principles. Every time I go to therapy, it was like, well, you seem, you know, I do know. I just need to figure it out on how to help myself, you know, and I try to help myself every day, but I'm not always happy with the results, right? I'm not always happy with my results. So we feel down, we feel out. And when we feel that way, we need that love, you know? We need that love. It's a human basic need is love. I mean, imagine your inner child. Where were you at 3? Do you remember? Do you remember where you were? Thanks, Chris. I'm always a people pleaser, you know? At my own expense. At my own expense. Right? It just sucks sometimes. So, anyway. Debbie, I'm hanging in there. I'm not well. I'm hanging in. I don't even know if okay is a word that I would use. I'm hanging. I'm hanging. You know that, remember how you used to walk into high school and it was like that cat that was, you know, dangling from whatever it was and it said hang in there? That's me. Fuck. It's of course in college like we had. Development of the lifespan. Yeah, I know, Froggy. It's so sad sometimes. The givers are hard. I think it's because I'm an empath, you know, and I've been realizing more and more that I give so much to others for other people too. You know, you sacrifice yourself for your family. I've sacrificed myself for this family my whole life. And yeah. Thanks, Storms. How you doing, girl? I appreciate you too. So it's crazy. Dan's home. I have ants everywhere. I had to call my pest control person. I'm just so, they're coming through my window. And now they found like the pig thing, and I've been clean. Bye, Sammy, love you. This is another thing this morning. I've just been like, fuck, I can't win. I can't win. Do I think Dan truly appreciates me? Me? Maybe. I think it's just, here's what I think. My complete honesty, okay? Because that's all I ever give. This may sound harsh to people, but it's the reality that I live with. I think I've been doing so much my whole entire life for him, picking up the pieces, keeping things afloat. I think that he doesn't even realize how much I do, and nor does he recognize it unless he's on social media. And I think it's just normal for him, right? I think I've done so much over the years, and I think that just happens with kids and everything like that. And so when you tell them no, or when you tell them these things and they look at you like, what the fuck? And it's like, no. Like, I don't even think he even thinks about appreciation. You know what I mean? I think in his heart, he does. I mean, I have to believe that. But it's complicated. Like, I've been doing this his whole life. Covering up, fixing, dealing, coping, giving everything, And I think you do it so much, you spoil them. And I don't think he really pays attention to how much of a toll it takes on me. You know what I mean? I have a husband, yeah. Have you ever considered past life regression hypnosis, sir? God, that would be a god-awful. The EMDR, that would be fucking, I wouldn't be able to, if I did EMDR, I don't think I would come out of hypnosis. They're looking for water, I know. So anyway, thank you for introducing me to a new forum, explaining your family connection to Ed. My mom married Ed, yeah. My mom married Ed, period. I know, EMDR is good, my brother loves it. And you really get down to your child id, your childhood id. You find out things, and sometimes the traumas aren't even really traumas, but it's whatever, they've made it a trauma. Like getting yelled at by your parents is a trauma, and then you, all this life you think you're not worthy because you kept getting yelled at as a kid, which is just the basic of you fucked up, your parents yelled at you, but your body just takes it on as I don't want to be yelled at like that again. So trauma doesn't have to be, anything from like sexual, physical abuse, or anything like that. It could just be simple as being yelled at as a parent. Shit. Anyway, so EMDR for me, I think, would be very traumatizing. And I think it scares me a little bit. I don't want to. And honestly, that is my God's honest truth. I don't want to. Yeah. Life. Yeah. I wouldn't do it. I could cry just thinking about it. I couldn't do it. I figured it was my book, not your butt. My butt. You were reading my butt. I was trying to figure. I didn't even. She married Ed before I married Dan. I mean, that's how I've known Ed so long in my life. My brother's a good support system. Josh is more than my brothers in Nashville. Matthew is married, has a kid. He's trying to make partner of a big accounting firm. His life has always been very crazy and hectic. And, I just shot him a text, love you. And he's like, love you too. And he plans on coming out. I haven't met his daughter yet, Eloise. That's also been a big, hard thing for me She's 9 months. I haven't met her. And you know how I am with my babies. So my other brother, we used to talk all the time, and not so much in the last year, only because life is different. He has a girlfriend, and he's got a good support system, and we'll do the same things. We just miss each other. Life, sometimes he calls and I'm just not in the mood to talk, and sometimes I call and he can't talk, and it gets crazy. And that's been another loss in my life, right? I used to have at least one brother come out every year, right? Oh, again, Heather, girl, can you stay out of there? It's not a bar. It's not a shopping center. We don't want to spend time in there unless we're having a good time. And it makes me sad because I never thought, well, anyway, yeah, I haven't seen them either. And normally that helps me too. Gosh, but yeah. So that's crazy. So it's been another loss for me over the years, that family connection of once a year looking forward to seeing my brothers, or at least one brother to get me through, the hug, it's horrible. Hi, Kim, how are you? I know, in different time zones and life, and, I can't just pick up anymore, and, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's just enough. It's my drama. Yes, I'm in jail. So, anyway. It's sad, Roxy. When you think about just life and, reflecting. I've been reflecting a lot lately, and it's sad. My life is sad. I'm happy moments, but I still feel very sad at times. I wish things were different with family and stuff like that. Life changes happen, and I always feared that it was going to happen, and it happened. So now I'm even more sad. It is what it is. Hi, Myra. How are you? Happy Monday. That's okay, Dee. It's just part of life, right? You just get sad, and you get bogged down. And you see pictures of your family, and then you start crying. Last year, Kathy, last October, remember, I don't know if you remember, but me and Josh and Wesley went for Brittany's wedding. Yeah. So we couldn't go to Italy, so they had like an after party for the people who couldn't go to Italy. Josh and Rocky were really trying to make it, but with Josh's work schedule, it's too hectic, and he couldn't get the time off. Josh is a manager, so it's, you get stuck to your job too. Tara Brack, she's a mindfulness teacher, and a lot of her stuff is on wide related to me than just meditating. Also, I can't meditate. I fucking can't meditate. I try to meditate. My mom's like, fuck, I gotta go do the laundry. Oh shit, I was gonna clean that toilet. Damn it. You have to take out the trash. What are these cats doing? I just can't. I can't. It's hard. It's hard to meditate. I can't. I don't have the mind space. My mind's just going 5,000 miles a minute. Oh, thanks, Carla. So, I know, crying is always helpful. It's just not here in front of, 500-600 people. It's not nice. Nobody wants to see me cry. Hi, Cindy Lou. Yeah, I can't meditate. People are like, do yoga, do this, and what the fuck? I think I am the rock of the family. This one, I've always been, and the rock is cracking. There's some huge splinters in the rock. So, anyway. Yeah, my hormones, no, just, I have shit going on, Myra. A lot of shit I have, people don't, I share a lot. I don't share everything, Hi, DB. I share a lot, but I don't share everything. Some things I have to keep, being vulnerable on here is huge, right? And a lot of people appreciate me for that. But, sharing all my stuff, when you've got mean people out there, and you've got, just the evil of the world, it's just some things I need to hold closer, because I would lose my shit. Right? If everybody turns everything on me, right? So they make me out to be this evil tyrant who is full of lies and, and just misguided and doesn't tell the truth and whatever else people want to say. And then they think they know everything about my family, and, it hurts. They know where to go. They know how to, but they believe it. And sharing too much, Dan the other day said, "Can I share a picture of your mom?" And I said, "Absolutely not." He's like, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "I will never show a picture of my mother on there. The way these people talk about her, the way they think they know about her, the way, no, absolutely no, hard no. Hard no, hard fucking no. I can't do it." And they hit low and they go lower. And so there are things I do have to keep to myself because, certain things would break me. So that's why I don't share everything. Lori, I hate that for you. I hate that for me. I hate it for anybody who's so far away from their family. So I hate it because I know how I feel. I can't imagine, some people actually move away from their family on purpose. I couldn't imagine that. I mean, I can't imagine, but I can't imagine. To meditate, I'm too busy. I can't. Yeah, Angel. Like I go in my yard. Like today I'll probably just be in a state of cleaning, picking up yard stuff and trying to get my mind right, maybe crying, putting on some music and just vegging out on my own. I'm over it. Bye, Jaren, love you too. That's my way. Bye, Megan, love you too. Have a good day. So, that's my meditation. That's my meditation. You have met my family. I mean, I could move away from here as long as my kids were with me. That would be easy. But yeah, anyway, I would love to move back. I would love, if I could drop everything right now and move to Nashville, my kids would go with me, I would totally do it in a heartbeat. Just to have that family unit that makes you feel like a family, Oh, thanks, Dago. I appreciate it. So that's my day. Yay. Happy fucking Monday. Happy fucking September 1st. Yay, Grandpa's still alive, for all of you asking. Danielle's just in an emotional crisis. We're doing fine, though. And yeah, I'm not doing anything today. I'm not going to the casino. I'm not going out in public. I know, Becky, it's everything. Hi, Mando. How are ya? And I just am going to do my thing like I always do and stay home and ground myself. I could use a quick visit, Kathy. October. I'm getting it in October. And unfortunately, I don't have to go a little bit longer than Dan goes, right? But I don't think Dan really enjoys being away from home. I was like, he had no reason to rush back, right? And he rushed back in 2 days. I was like, that's stupid. You should have come back today or tomorrow. Like, everything's fine. I can handle everything. You're not needed, Yeah, but he rushed back. He's not a fan of being away from home that long, right? He's just a homebody. Not me. Like, I can leave for 4 or 5 days and be happy. And I will for my trip because I think it's going to be a long time after that before. I don't have a good feeling about this change in November. Where's the pigeon? Good question. I wish the pigeon was here. Then I would really know I had love on my side. On the best vacuum to buy. I love sharks. I've had Dysons, I've had it all. I still go back to the shark. I love a shark, a good shark. Strange and peaceful one, yeah. And it wasn't enough time. It wasn't even enough time. Like, it was just so peaceful with that. It was so easy, it's easy right now. It's, easy but hard, but not really if you don't go anywhere. It's so easy. Has been taking. I know. Me too, Carla. I love the shark. I will go down hands down, like I said. Everybody said I needed a fucking Dyson. I bought it. I returned it. I didn't like it. I've had a couple different Dysons, returned them, and ended up getting the shark. A bagless one and a bagged one. Or they're all bagless, but I have I have a cordless one and I have a regular one. And guess what? I love the cordless, but it doesn't work as good as the cord. I'm telling you, the corded one is the best one. I wish they could just do the cords a little bit longer. Yes. So, yay, next week COVID. Yep, split it up. A lot of people just do it both. I won't do it. I'll probably go one too. Dan was in a popsicle withdrawal. No, he was just still bragging about the 30-year-old girls loving him. And, you know, I mean, that's the thing. You know, it's so funny for him. That's what he thrives on, you know, is attention from women. And it could be because I don't give him enough attention, right? Obviously. It's all very basic psychological things, right? So he gloats on, you know, all the women and the attention he gets. And, you know, it lifts him up. It makes him feel important, right? You know, for me, do I ever come home and gloat about the men? No, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But it could be, right? You know, the difference in us is that maybe I get a lot more attention from the opposite sex than he's used to. And so when he gets it, because I'm so unattentive for the most part, you know, it boosts him up. I don't know. But I don't give a shit. Like, you know, after you've been together for over 30 years, right? Like, it's like, I mean, what do you want me to do? You know, I mean, you don't boost me up. I'm just not trained to boost you up. You know, I mean, it's just it's not a relationship. It has never been our relationship. What happened to your father-in-law? Nothing happened to my father-in-law. What do you think life will be like when Grandpa's gone? The same, just a lot more freedom to do things. I just don't think like we're ever going to travel. Dan's not a big traveler, you know, he doesn't really like to travel. So I think it's just going to be a lot of the same thing we do now. He'll visit with his family. He'll talk to his friends. He might go maybe on more trips with his friends, which is great. And I mean, our life really hasn't it's changed, right? We used to live at the casino. And you can't do that, right? I mean, that's back in the day when we would go up for, you know, a night or 2 nights, and that's just not something we do anymore. But yeah, that was our life. That's what we did. That's what we enjoyed together. Now it'll probably just be social media, trying to do more content-oriented things together, stuff like that. And just having the luxury of, it'll be weird, right? Not having Ed around will be a weird adjustment period. So we'll probably be both going through some weird caregiver loss, figuring out what life is. But we did that when our daughter stop. Do I get dizzy? No. We did that when our daughter stopped playing soccer, right? When she graduated from college. It was like we both had an identity crisis. You know, we were both like, what do we do now? Our life's been following our daughter around her whole adolescent through college career. That was our life. Now what do we do? And it was a really trying time. I mean, talk about a identity crisis. You know, we've lived and breathed Jennifer for 23 years. And now it came to a halt, right? And life got weird. But we figured it out, you know. I mean, and then COVID happened, and he picked up TikTok. And we picked up TikTok. And so reconnecting will be really important, because if anybody knows anything about marriage, and if anything knows anything about kids and following, you know, them around with travel sports and all that stuff, and caregiving, right? You are just like two ships in the night, right? You're just, hey, hi, you pass through the day, he goes through his shit, I go through my shit, but we do it differently, right? We don't do it together. We do it separately. He deals with it with his, you know, and I just kind of sit in my own, you know, conundrum with you guys and myself or my friends. And that's how I adjust and kind of talk, and I talk things through. And as I'm talking to you guys, if, you know, it's something that's recent that I'm going through, I'm listening, I'm reflecting. It's kind of like a reflection out loud. And so, you know, for me, it's just, we're separate. A lot of everything we do is separate. And it's not the fact that we don't love each other and we're miserable. It's just that, you know, you lose connection, number one, in a lot of different ways. And both of us have a different idea of what connection is, right? His connection is just through bodily sex. My connection is so much more than that. And so when you kind of have your own separate lives, you meet, hey, how's it going? You know, this is where I'm going tomorrow. Mary's going to be here. You know, you kind of do. It's still the same way, like almost we have kids. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Doesn't mean we don't, Jesus Christ. Doesn't mean we don't love each other. It just means that at moments we are just not on the same plane. And on good moments, we're kind of, and I'm going to tell you something. Fuck, she's going psycho. I'm going to tell you that when really we're on a good plane is when we're having sex for him. Doesn't mean I'm on a good plane, right? But it means that I give him sex just to make things better for me in our relationship. I don't know. That was just pure honesty. You want to hear it, you want to love it, or don't. You know, I'm just speaking my truth. And I said that out loud. Yeah, and so it is one of those things. It just is one of those things that happens. And I'm not ashamed of it. And I know that everything's fine when he's having sex regularly. Yeah. You know, and it's sad sometimes. And then I get pissed off. You know, it's this cyclical thing where then I get pissed off. I'm like, why do I have to always give in? Why do we as women always have to give in? Right? Why do we always have to do it? You know, just to make them fucking happy. And meanwhile, it takes away the fun from sex, right? Because it should be a connection. It should be fun for both parties. But sometimes it makes it because I just want my relationship to be like happy. And he's not happy if he's not having sex. He's not happy if he's not having sex. And then it makes us like at each other's throats. And I think so too because they're big babies. Yeah, and you know, yeah, and move on. Like give them something to make them feel like important or something like that. You know, do I believe in monogamy? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And then I get pissed off. And I'm pissed off because I'm like, why do I always have to do everything? You know, it's like I always have to initiate, you know, well, all you have to do is this. Yeah, well, how come you don't meet me anywhere? Why is it always us having to, you know, cater to you guys, but yet we're still not catered to? My emotions still aren't met. I'm sorry. But my emotional status is still never met. But I'm supposed to bend over backwards to meet yours. They are selfish. It's the facts. There you have it. It's a Maroc. It's a shaky plate. You could look it up on Amazon. It is. He's 100% love language. That's his love language. That's it. Life is good. If he can have sex every day, life is good. Life is well, and there are no problems in the universe. Watch for and everybody's telling me, you know, all the women are like, you're saying what all of us don't say, and that's what gets me in trouble, you know. So now everybody will turn it around on me, and they'll say all these bad things, and I am very content in my marriage. I'm very content in my marriage. You know, I've learned to be content in my marriage because this is the way, you know, men are very complicated. They think it's us that are complicated. They're very basic animals. And all men are similar in so many different ways. Oh, his libido just shut off. And so that's where it gets complicated, is because, you know, they're very basic humans that require very basic things to make them happy. But then we're so complicated that it's like, okay, well, I think it's just innate in us to cure it and to make everything, what? Okay, well, let me know when it's time. I'm not going to leave right now.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay, thank you. We have to bend for the, yes. And then they say, well, you should be having fun too. Well, you can't always have fun when you're always needing that. Like, it's not, I don't need that all the time. And it just makes you not want sex. It makes you not want sex. I just don't want sex. because it's been such a important thing for him, right? And I've lost that desire for myself. And I think maybe it is because we're overstimulated. I think it is because we're overstimulated. And I don't feel anything. I don't feel it's a vicious circle always, you know? I don't feel, I'm not like, you know, some of you are like, Jesus, you're just saying what we're thinking, which is true. But, you know, because I put myself out here with those vulnerabilities that I'm not ashamed of, you know, I'm not ashamed of. I'm not ashamed of that. That's a true emotion, and it's my emotion. It's mine, you know, whether people want to agree with it or not, that's on you. But true women, most women, majority of women probably feel the same way I do.
We're done.
Yeah, craving to be loved, not lusted. Or not used as like I feel like that's my only purpose. Like one of the only things that my purpose is in this house is to take care of everything and for sex. And so after so many years, you just kind of tune out and do what you got to do. And do what you got to do. Yeah, and that's what sometimes I'm like, you only like want me when your needs or when you feel like you need love. If you need love that way, well, show me love that I need. Well, this should be your love. That's not my love. That's not my love language. That's not how I feel love. You know? It's why so many people, if one of the reasons at least. And it could be, you know, you get stuck in a rut, and that's okay. We get stuck in ruts all the time. This is a rut. We're in a rut. I've been in a rut. And when we're not feeling 100% like ourselves, and we're struggling with, oh, hi, Mom. My hummingbird just came in. And when we're just not feeling ourselves and nobody takes the time or energy to be supportive of those things, it's harder to get out of that rut because you get pissed off, right? You get pissed off. You get pissed off. And you feel unappreciated. And you go through all those emotions of, fuck you then, you know? Pay attention to me. And so that's what I think a lot of women go through. It doesn't mean you wouldn't be going through it in another relationship. I'm not looking for another love connection. And that hurts, Chris. It does. And and that's the same thing, Jen. The more they want it, the more I'm like, no, I'm good. It's almost like he needs to give me control of it because he'd probably get it more. I mean, it kind of is that way. Yeah, she comes in every morning. That hummingbird one out here. I love it. I don't know if it's the same one, but I like to believe it is. Do you really love him? I'm not going to answer that question. To me, that's a stupid question. If I didn't really love my husband, I wouldn't be here. And if I didn't really love my husband, I wouldn't have endured all the shit that I've endured. I wouldn't have fought for what I believe in, right? If I didn't love my husband, I would have been gone a long time ago. Let me tell you. I would have been gone a long time ago. Let me tell you, there was a lot more shit that I endured than just this bullshit of, you know, 2 ships passing in the night. This is the easy shit. I hate that question. Dan is mean when he doesn't get what he wants. Yes. Yeah. But I just hate when people say, well, do you love him? And people are going to turn that around, right? People are going to turn that around. People are going to say, well, they have a loveless marriage. No. One of the main reasons we stay together is our love, right? And if I could get through anything, if you only knew what I've made it through, you would understand. I have love. And I'm not leaving. I don't want another I'm not talking low of him. That's your impersonation. That's your interpretation. If you really listened, BK Stone, what I was saying, you would understand. But you're choosing to look at your own narrative the way you want to. And that's the problem with people who are passive aggressive and who are mean. They're not going to look at what I'm saying, and they're going to twist it and turn it into, well, you don't love him, it's obvious. Well, no, it's not obvious to me. Everybody shows love differently. Every marriage is based on a foundation, or it should be, of love, lust, and everything in between. And then you have kids. You have issues, broke, not broke, money problems, whatever you want to have, children illness, your illness, whatever else and 34 years. And it happens. Me and Dan clearly have problems. Everybody has problems. So that's a stupid statement. We all have problems.
And I'm not afraid to share mine, because I think that's what makes the world, that helps so many people who are in the same way. Hurry up. Yes, it's Orwing. I gotta go. I gotta go clean, help wipe. We haven't had a poop in 3 days. I'll be right back. Jesus Christ. Apparently it's my fault he hasn't pooped in 3 days. You know? It wasn't always something. Well, I mean, he did most of it. I went in there and he was pissed off because he had to do most of it. And I noticed something, and he was like, well, this is the, whatever. It's always that. It's like everything's my fault. Oh, I didn't say that. I said, no, but you alluded to it. Fuck you. This day's going to be wonderful. And I'm not going to say we're doing a live tonight, because the way I feel right now, I don't know if the day is going to go as well as I want it to. So don't plan on a live. And if we do, if we're on by 6, then great. I mean, everything is just an attack, that's what I deal with. It's an attack. Well, I wasn't here. This is the first poop. And I said, yeah, well, I've changed him every day. I've washed him every day. Things arise, but you need to pay attention. Say you didn't pay attention to something. It wasn't there last night, but it was today. Well, I didn't, okay, I'm not putting blame. I'm just saying pay more attention. Pay more attention. Pay more attention. I mean, if he pooped, I don't ask for help. It's like he has to ask me for help for everything. It's like the dependency is real. He was fine. He didn't need to do that. Yeah, because I didn't come in there in enough time. I wanted to finish what I was doing, you know?
I'm coming with it right now.
It is Vogel. It is. I wash my hands, but a little bit of cream still left. Yeah. Again, this is the rut, right? He's tired because, he's been gone and he's not sleeping and, all his shit. It is what it is. It's okay. I'm in a rut too. He can fuck off. Go out of the helpless. It's crazy. It is a helpless kid thing. Why fucking people with you? How fucking weird. I truly can't figure out why folks are pissed off with me. They hate me. They hate me. They take everything I say, and I think you guys are stressed, just like having a newborn in the house. We're not always stressed, you guys. Like, stop diagnosing what I just gave you. I mean, I gave you literally my issues right now, you know? Hi, Rihanna. You don't need to self-diagnose anymore. Like, I've already self-diagnosed everything. I know my patterns of my marriage. You don't need to diagnose my relationship. I've been doing this for 30 plus years. I've been in a fucking relationship for this long. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need self-diagnosis. I already self-diagnosed my own shit by Tammy. It is what it is. Marriages have ups and downs and ruts all the time. I'm stressed because, of my own issues. He's stressed probably of his own issues and he never communicates. But the minute I try to communicate with my issues, he's like, well, how do you think I feel? Well, who would know? Because you never talk about it. Well, I don't do that to you. Why would you do it to me? What? Because we're married and we should be able to do that. But he doesn't. His stress is his stress. He wants to keep it. And he doesn't want mine on top of his. Good, bad boy. I'm glad. It's weaponized incompetence. Weaponized incompetence. Weaponize. I'm divorcing because perimenopause. My husband didn't understand. A lot of men don't understand it, trust me. Dan says he understands it, but he doesn't. He's always waiting for the attack. Yeah. But this is my life and I'm okay with it. Because I know, hi Big T, it's not always roses and chocolates, In any, hi Curious. It's not like, it's not, we love each other, but we're just not always compatible. Period. There's nothing wrong with that. Every marriage is that way. You both have to have love. That's one thing. And you both have to have a common ground to fight for, and we do. It's just not always on par with one another. It's going to happen with every relationship. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it. Yeah. Does Dan ever react to your lives, comments, or conversations? Yeah. He does. He knows, here's the thing. He knows that I'm going to speak on everything, right? And he gives me that allowance to do so because he knows and he sees the comments. He sees the comments from so many people who say thank you, thank you for talking about this. Thank you. You say what I can't say. And I will speak loud and proud for that because I know so many of women sit in silence and sit and struggle themselves without feeling like other people are in the same boat. I know that my shit is going to be so relatable to a majority of people out here. He allows me to, sometimes he just holds his head in his hands, but he does it because he knows that what I talk about helps people. I'm not ashamed. And people make it weird because they follow Dan. It doesn't have to be weird. This is not a pick a side thing. This is just life. I'm here to talk about life. Shit. Marriage is not perfect. Marriage is ugly sometimes, and marriage is not easy. But the longer you sit and fight for what you believe in, it will come together. I believe there will be a point in time it will come together again, right? And then we'll lose it again. And then it'll come back again. It's life. I've seen it. I've seen relationships. I pay attention to things. I know what's going on in my friends' marriages. And you know what? Out of most every marriage I know, I'm okay with mine. I'm okay with mine. I'll take mine any day of the week. So I lose some romanticism. So I lose, and I get him and his faults and all that shit. But I would rather have his faults than a majority of other men's faults that my friends are dealing with. Marriage is hard. I believe he's my soulmate. I believe, he is my person, whether I like him all the time or not. Period. That's my story. You can believe it. You can change it however you want. That's on you. I know my true story. Those of you who trust me and respect me know it and understand and thank me for saying the way I say. And I'm not ashamed. Not ashamed of it. Not ashamed of reality at all. It's reality. Deal with it. I don't live under some false pretense that Dan and I are the happiest people on the planet, because we're not. We're not. Marriage is one of the hardest things other than caregiving that I've ever did. Yeah. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. As you get older, women, I think especially, we know we can do it. We know we can survive alone. And some of you who are doing it because you've lost a loved one or you've decided to pack up and leave, kudos to you, because you are strong enough and you are worthy and you are important. I know that. And I think it makes us, not to say that everybody's a failure who divorces, because there are some cases in absolute uncertainty that you have to do it, right? Physical abuse, mental abuse, just anything else outside of that you don't have two people with some of the basic foundations. You need to have both people on the same playing field. You don't have to be, winning all the games all the time, but you have to have the basic foundation. And when you don't have that basic foundation, that's when things, fall apart. And that's when you need to say, toodaloo, motherfucker. But I don't want to leave. That's me and my competitiveness, right? I came from broken families. My mom and dad really never had a shot. My mom and Ed, horrible relationship. Me and Dan, I look at probably one of the strongest relationships I know, despite from all the issues we have. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Oh, Danielle, thank you. I'm okay with that. That's our love. And that's why we're still here. I've been a caregiver nursery. It's a tough job. It is a tough job. And thank you for all your hard work, especially in the VA. Holy shit. So if you have to question anything that I've said, and if you have to wonder things that I've seen you asking me, I don't owe you anything other than what I've given you. And if you can't see what I have said and the love that I have, then I don't need to answer those questions. I think those are stupid. If you have to ask if I love him, I think that's a stupid question. Because I believe, if at any point I didn't love him, I would have been gone a long time ago. Long time ago. Oh, you are blonde and crazy? Good for you. Hi, Philly. How are you? How do my kids feel about putting my relationship out there? Peggy, if you know anything about me, you will know that my kids know there's no boundaries with me. They don't give a shit. You don't think they see things? You don't think they know? You don't think they know when we fight? You know, you don't think they see their dad's faults. You don't think they see my faults. We don't keep things hidden in this house. Everything's out in the open, literally. As far as social media, two of them could care less. One of them hates it, right? And it's not really about them. If they want money, if they need support, then they better support me, right? And what's wrong with helping other people? What's wrong with helping other people by speaking your truth? What's wrong with that? People who don't like the truth have issues with that. Insecurities. I'm not insecure. I know what my relationship is, and I'm content in my relationship. I'm not embarrassed because this is reality. I used to be embarrassed. I used to try to think, oh, we can't tell people we're fighting. God, they're going to look at us so weird. I don't give a shit now. It's because I was insecure about my relationship. I'm not insecure about my relationship. So I can fucking talk about it. And you think even if my kids were embarrassed, that would stop me from doing this shit? No. My kids don't make the rules for their parents. Oh, thanks, Rhonda. My kids don't determine what I do for a living. And if they're collecting money from me and helping their life, do you think I would give two shits what they think? No, because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing to help other people and make money while doing it. Isn't that what psychologists do? Doctors? I just do it differently. And I'm not ashamed of what I share, nor my relationships. Is that enough for you, Peggy? Did I make my point clear to Pegster? And you know what? Yes, Robbie, please come, please help me. And you know, I know, Marge, and that's why I said that. Marjorie, I said that. I said I'm going to start saying what people are thinking. You know why? That dog's here. Go away. I'm going to say what people are thinking because a lot of women aren't strong enough to do so. You're not strong enough. I'm strong enough. Because I'm secure in who I am. And I think in order to be strong enough, you have to be secure with yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to trust yourself. You have to know you're important and you are worthy. And my feelings matter too. And if my feelings aren't getting met by friends, husbands, family, whatever, I'm going to share it because I know you guys are experiencing the same thing. I'm helping you while helping myself. And yes, Danielle Salinger, my kids are adults too. 21, 24, and 26. Yeah. God, is that how old my kids are? Fuck, I'm getting old. God, now I'm sad. 26, 24, and 21. Oh, Lord. I never thought I would have kids that old. Shit, what happened? Do you ever do that sometimes when you say your kids' ages and it just shocks you? Yeah, I grew up. Thanks, Suzanne. This is my same shirt I wore at the winery. I like to reuse. Oh my God. 26, 24, 26. It's practically 30. I'm going to start having a breakdown. How the hell can I have a fucking 30-year-old? She'll be like, whoa, Mom. I'm 26. Shitballs. You're 14. Get out of here, you baby. Measurements. Sometimes it's really people say marriage is 50-50. I look for it to be 50-50, Dorothy. Shit, if I get 50-20, I'm happy. 50, does that work? I don't know. I can't do math. 46, my son is 20. Yeah, what the hell? I am a woman. Hear me roar. I hate her. Helen Ready too. Dan loves that song. 24. I know. Where the hell? What the hell happens? Like, where does the time go? Like, sometimes I forget I'm 51. Ugh. And then I say it, and I'm like, ugh, ugh, ugh. Fuck. Who's 51? Not sure as hell not me. 37. Yes. Shit. Fuck. Y'all depressing me. I went from complete breakdown to like now even more depressed. 26, 24, 21. My baby's 21. I'm going to have a grandchild. No. Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait to be a grandma. I I don't have grandbabies. I don't have grandbabies. And I'm going to tell you something. I will never have a problem being called grandma. You know, some people are like, they call me on here, God, okay, grandma. And I'm like, that to me would be the biggest compliment I ever get in my lifetime, is being called an auntie and owning my title as an auntie, and being called grandma. I don't need a name. I don't need, anything. Grandma's fine for me. I don't, I have three other I'm 20, in 21 days, I'm going to be 53. Oh, stop it, Nikki. You probably look great. I can't wait. I can't wait. You guys, I hope we're still here and, I haven't been canceled yet. But I can't wait to be able to share with you guys when Hannah's pregnant. Like, you are going to see, if you think that you see sparkle in my eyes when I talk about my nuggets, and you're going to see just a light. You are going to see, I mean, I could cry just thinking about it. Basking in the amazing, when my aunt found out her oldest was having a baby, living, because we're so connected, and living through her excitement and my excitement for both of them to share this moment together as the oldest daughter and, like the grandchild, and just seeing the excitement on my aunt's face and just feeling so at peace with her life and finally being like, I can't, you guys. I had that. I remember, me too, Jade, probably. And when I had my kids, and that's the biggest thing I have. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest hurt I've had, is that my mom, she saw everybody, all my kids, right? Andrew was 16 months old when she passed. But she saw him, she met him. The joy that brought Ed and her of me being pregnant with my first baby was so exciting. They moved, they sold their house and they moved up here to be closer to us. I mean, that was joy. That's when my mom's life started turning around, was when she became a grandma. She built her dream house up here. She was, God, it's a different feeling. I love that, Joan. What helps me cope? I don't know. Some days I do it. I just rise above it, because in my life, I've always just had to sink or swim. And I learned how to swim. I still do. Despite my issues, despite everything else that goes on. It was ingrained early on. From 3 on up in my marriage. So I think it's, for those of us who've been through trials and tribulations of life with, having a single mom to, watching her, God, sorry. Watching her struggle and having to be that one person to help her get through life at 3. And then marrying my husband and having to do the same thing. And I love that I'm independent. I love that I know that I could survive on my own. If I didn't have anything, I could survive because I'm a survivor. I've survived a lot of shit. None of which you all know about everything, but I've survived. So I have my moments, right? Where I kick and I scream. I have my moments when I drink more. I have my moments where I just have my, cycles of just, drinking more and relaxing and trying to find my zen, And then I have my times where I'm like, okay, Daniel, get your shit together. This is ridiculous. Do your thing, get over it, whatever you're going through. But give yourself that time, You have to know that in order to become a warrior, you have to learn to fight. And I feel like there's part of me my whole life since I was 3, I've been fighting. For love, to be seen, to be accepted. And a lot of us will probably realize we do the same thing. Not just me, a lot of you, if you really think about it. I'm looking for validation. Yeah, I'm looking for a lot. So coping comes in various forms of, and this is what I'm getting at, is coping comes in different forms for many different people. I cope. I do self-help, right? Self-care. I get my PT done for my hip and my, all my ailments that are coming from stress. This is stress. This is all these things that are hurting us today. It's from stress. It's from carrying life on our back and it's just still making it to the top of that mountain. And that's the thing is most of us have done it and carried majority of the stress of our lives, of everybody else's lives. And we're still there. We're still going to the top, man. And that's why we get hit with, age. We get hit with chronic illness from stress. So many different things happen to us as women as we age. So coping is different for all of us. Some of you like the ferns, some of you like the gummies, some of you, just to kind of get your inner peace and to settle down. Some of you like alcohol. I like wine. And I love being in my yard. I get lost. I rearrange. I clean obsessively. And I take that time to go to the casino because it's one place that can numb my mind. And I'm not thinking about anything other than getting a bonus or talking to my friends at the bar. And it's that camaraderie. It's that moment that I can just not be me for a minute. Not be needed, not be, my expectations. There's no expectations on me. There's nothing. Like, I'm here, you here. Danielle, I need your help. He's pooping, video games. Yeah, and the same thing with video games. That's your your thing, and it could take you away. And that's what I do. I mean, ultimately, right? I get my nails done, my toes done once a month, every 3 weeks. These are hideous. I don't know how I'm going to make it another 2 weeks, but I go to PT. I go to acupuncture to help my body. That was a prescription from my doctor, by the way. Yeah, my pain doctor. People use that against me as well. Going to PT and acupuncture, and she's always doing this and always doing that. No thanks to my husband, but also because my pain doctor suggested that I go to acupuncture and PT. Yeah. So, something that I have to do, right? Because it's part of my pain plan. Period. And the casino is really my own time. That's the only time I really take for myself. Typically, when I'm going to, getting my nails done, I'm working, I'm doing content, I'm replying, I'm answering phone calls, I'm calling people, talking, trying to plan things. That's what I do. So it's not really downtime for me. Drink beer with a straw. Have you drank, Marty, since that day? I've been through a lot, Linda, and church is good for a lot of people. Church sometimes God is the answer for a lot of people, and I like that for you. It's not for me. It's just not something I believe in. It's not something that was, ingrained in me as a child. We were allowed to come up with our own, we knew what our culture was, our race, our religion, and all that stuff. And we were just do what you want to with it. Sweet life, hormones. I have a patch and I have an IUD. That's how I do it. How long do you normally stay at the casino? It's hard for me to leave. Me too. Me too. So I allow myself at least once a month to go willy-nilly, meaning I'm going to go with somebody, right? And I'm going to drink more than a drink, right? I'm going to go in and I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to have a couple $100, maybe $300, and I'm going to just ball out and have fun. And it's very hard to leave. It is. I almost cry when I have to leave, but I have to leave. I don't have much money to play. So when if I go once a week to play my free play, I just play my free play, right? And I sit at the bar. Sometimes I have a drink, sometimes I don't. And then I leave. It's easy when you're not drinking. If you're a drinker, then you go, yeah, date night. And I think that's fun. But I allow myself once a month to go willy-nilly, willy-nilly, just where I can go, have a good time, get an Uber, and that's it. So that's my thing. That's what I enjoy doing. Sky River, Nina. We're close to Sky River, so I go to Sky River. Have someone watch over you too. I don't trust trolls. Well, when I'm by myself, I've never hit that much money. Never. When I'm by myself, I literally will sit. And most of the time, honestly, I enjoy going by myself. I really enjoy going by myself. I sit at the bar. I don't venture anymore. I venture if people are with me, but I'm a creature of habit. I go sit at my bar. I talk to my bartenders, and I don't move. Right? I don't move. And when I leave, I'm always on the phone with somebody, just in case, because I don't trust fucking people anymore. There's been too many threats, right? And for me, there's too much. I brought Andrew with me on Friday, and that was a clusterfuck. I was like, just get the fuck away from me. Well, I need another 20, and I'm giving him 20s. I'm like, you're taking my money, and he ended up taking my money. Pissed me off. But you know what I mean? I was glad he came with me. He drove me. He didn't drink. But, most of the guy you've ever gone home with. The youngest guy, I've never done that. I've literally went from high school and went into a relationship with my husband. So it doesn't work for me. And didn't want to leave. I know, Carla. And if I'm drinking, I stay at the casino. If I'm drinking, I'm there at least 4 or 5 hours. So that's my time. Dan knows it pisses him off, but I don't give a fuck. That's my time. It is better alone. I hate inviting people. I'm not inviting people anymore. I'm done. The last couple times I've gone, people have been with me, and it stresses me out. I actually am like, okay, can you guys leave and let me stay now? So, it's hard for me. I'm not going to go anymore. When I go, nobody's coming with me anymore. Fucking Andrew. And of course, I've had a couple drinks, and Andrew's like, Mom, I need here just to get away from you. You start paying them to get away from you. Just leave me alone, and then he's hovering over me, and I'm like, fuck, here's another 20. And before you know it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Andrew. What the fuck? I said I wasn't going to give you money, but I wanted him away from me. Do people recognize me in reality? Yes, they do recognize me, especially at Sky River. I sit at the bar, and at least one person every time I'm there will recognize me. Yes. Dan gets recognized. Fuck, he was getting recognized in fucking Oregon. I mean, I do. I'm done. You'll help fund Andrew. Well, shit, can you pay me back so I could go this week? Damn. Are you uncomfortable with them saying hi? Absolutely not. I love when people say something to me. I love it. You guys, that's the biggest accomplishment. I mean, when people say, "Oh my God," like I said, the amount of people who show up every day to watch me, right? Huge. Makes me feel special. It gives you a kind of like, this is pretty cool. I've got a lot of friends, and this is pretty cool. And then when they come and they recognize you and say, "Oh my God, thank you. I love you. I watch you. You are amazing. You're a strong fucking woman. Keep it up. I've learned so much from you." To me, that's like, the biggest compliment I can get. And I'm like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." People are looking like, who is she? Some people have been like, the bartenders, it used to happen so much. Now I'm just like a regular, one of the regulars that pops in once a week. But, the bartenders finally one time was like, "Well, who are you?" "Who are you?" And it's like, nobody really, I love my alone time, and I think that's part of aging too. I think because I'm always doing so much for other people and keeping everything happy, and trying to keep everybody happy, that I realize that I enjoy being alone. I enjoy being alone. So yeah, so now my bartenders know, so it's not like the other night it happened when Andrew's birthday, and there was like 3 or 4 people that recognized me, and Debbie Potter showed up, and it was so fun. I do have one, yeah, Facebook page with a check mark. Yeah. So it's always been there. Yes. And it's so, yeah, talk. And like I said, I think being alone, otherwise you might as well stay home. I love the casino. Oh, is somebody talking about my Red Bull? I drink. Yeah, I've been drinking a lot more lately. And just because I want to. That's the thing, is I do what I want based on when I want to, right? Sometimes I drink a lot, sometimes I don't. It's cyclical with me. Again, it's cyclical to how I feel. If I want to start drinking during the day and I'm like, a glass of wine sounds good, and then I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. Why? Why not? I don't have anywhere to go, if I get my shit done, right? What are you laughing at?
Yeah, what you were just.
My wine?
Yeah,
Why not?
I know.
You're the same way.
You're telling the truth. Right? Thank you. Hey, come on.
Mary likes her wine too. I gave her a couple bottles of wine. I gave her one. I'm like, try this. It's not my favorite. If you like it, hi Cherokee. I see you talking. I'm a Taurus, and so I didn't really like it. So I was like, she drinks white. So I was like, take this home. She drinks Frenza, the box wine. So I was like, well, see if you like this one, right? And just if you like it, there's another bottle for you. I'm not a fan of it. I'll drink it, but I'd rather not, right? And so she drank it, and she's like, I said, girl, there's still another bottle. I told her to take it the other day. And she's like, I was talking to Dan and I forgot, and I didn't want to come back and be like, hold on, I need my wine. And so I was like, how'd you like it? She goes, I liked it. So I gave her the other bottle. So it's good. Life, who knows? And he only went away for 2 days. Like, go away longer. Living on an island's paradise. There's nothing to do. And, Danielle, I could see that. Like, for us, because we visit it once, a year, you think, God, it's so magical to live here, would be amazing. Yeah, of course you're beautiful. Like, this land you live on is beautiful. But I get it. Like, you're on an island, not a lot going on. And it's so expensive because of the tourists. I would hate that. Mary's our caregiver. Yeah, she's really good. I love Mary. She is funny. I'd get away with it then. I told my neighbor, moved in, that if anyone comes up dead around here, just assume it was me. I am a very special person. I don't know if that's a good way or a bad way. Mary is great. I really like her. She talks to Ed. If whatever we tell her to do, she really does. Push the water, push this, she pushes. I wish he did. So he now introduced me as his white family. So anyway, she's one of our caregivers. We have another one, Saroj, but Saroj is kind of, she's good too, but she's dealing with some medical stuff, so she's very like Mary I can count on. It's great. And that's why I said I called her 2 days before Sunday when my dental office was like, come with us. And I was like, I don't know. I called Mary. She was like, sure, I can come. I was like, all right, shit, now I'm committed. But I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I went. I'm glad it was fun. And I love my dentist. I love him. And I met his wife and she was amazing. And I love Paula. So the blonde in that video, Paula and I have known each other for 20 years. So she had just started at the dentist office when I started going there, and she was the office manager there. And so we've had this relationship for 20 years. I've been in that dentist office. And then the dentist Rabadon retired, and then Dr. Dariwal took over, and it's just a good place. It's fun. It's just the camaraderie. I mean, he came in and he was like, you guys run it, I'm just here taking over. So he did it the right way, So I love them, and he's a hoot. He likes to have fun, and he's crazy. But it was a good time, and the wife was amazing. She was sweet. She was so fun. So I'm glad I ended up getting to go. It's like a family. I walk in there and it's just like family. Walnut Creek, probably like an hour and a half. Yeah. Do I take any hormones? I have a patch on my hip or on my pelvis, whatever this region is, and an IUD. I do an IUD. So what's really cool about an IUD is that you don't really bleed. So this is probably my second period, like where I've shown some signs of a period since April. So I got my IUD in April. In May, I had kind of like a bloody show. Sorry. But not like it used to be, right? And I didn't have anything June, July. And you still go through the hormonal things. And then June, July, August. Just now, in the last week, or the last 4 days, I've been feeling, remember I was saying my nipples hurt and all this shit. Like I was just feeling yucky. And so then all of a sudden, and it's weird, IUDs, if you have an IUD, like you literally wipe and you're like, oh, there's something there. Not a lot, right? And then nothing else, right? And then you wipe again, you're like, oh, okay. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. So I love it because you don't really need to use anything. And so it's been one of those things that I'm like, this is great. If this is all that a IUD is. So no, I'm over it. I think today I still was a little, not every wipe shows something, but this wipe did. And so I don't know. I'm still obviously on it, but I'm more emotional. I was really angry. Like the week leading up, I knew I was raging. So it just stopped. Oh my God, at 38, lucky. So I don't know. Anyway, I think it's great. Like I'm like, I don't need tampons. I don't need anything. And I remember one of the doctors, I was like, when I got my IUD, they also roto-rooted me. They cleaned out my cervix just to make sure, because I have some fibroids, but they haven't penetrated the uterine lining yet. So, but they still cleaned out my ovaries and everything. And like everybody was in there. I don't even know. There was like 10 people in the room. And I was like, what the fuck? This is weird. Like my vagina's just out. Everybody's watching, it's whatever. So one of these other doctors walked in and she's like, girl, let me tell you something. Because I started asking questions. I was uncomfortable. Yeah, my IUD has hormones. Yeah, it's a Marina. So it's got progesterone. And she's like, wait 3 to 6 months. I promise you, it'll be the best thing. Because I hurt so bad. Like my stomach always felt like I was on my period. It always felt like burning and yucky and crampy. And for the first like couple months, I was like, okay, this IUD's not working. And all of a sudden I hit a sweet spot. My stomach doesn't feel like that anymore. It was great. So whatever is in here is helping keeping my uterus calm. So I love that. They're 28, but they put me on patches when I turned 50. So I stopped the patches and it felt great. I need these things. I need these I need, you fell pregnant with an IUD. Dan's fixed, so. And if I got pregnant on an IUD, let me tell you, I would not have a baby. Just so you know. No. There's no, absolutely not. Give me all the hormones. Yeah, I don't care. People lecture me all the time. I'm like, give me all the fucking hormones. And if I had a baby at 51, I wouldn't. If I got pregnant at 51, I wouldn't. There's no way in hell. Dan would be like, yes, let's do it. No way in hell. I'm telling you right now, if I ever got pregnant, I would not have the baby. No. 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 Hell no. 51. Oh my God. It's been the best thing. No, I'd be hopping down I'd be skipping. Yo, yo, skip to my loo, yo, yo, skip to my loo. Danielle, what are you doing? I'm getting rid of my baby. Too much? Sorry. Women's rights. Luckily, I'm in a safe state. Damn liberals. You will go straight into menopause and get over. It doesn't work like that. Not for me. Shit, Robert, you're late. I've been on here way too long. Lulu. I'm not afraid. That's the thing. I'm not afraid of saying what I would do. I am woman. Hear me roar. This area of my body, well, all of it is mine. I choose what I want to do to my body. Do I want to pierce my nipples? Do I need somebody telling me if I can, I cannot? No. If I want a labiaplasty, the fuck? Do I need permission? Fuck that shit. I don't need permission. I do what I want to do because it's my body. Nobody else has that right. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I did. And I don't give two fucks. If that's your reason to unfollow me, then unfollow me. Bye-bye. Yeah. Ugh. Girl, I did the same thing. I didn't want the first two. Shit, I was 17. Shit, I don't want the 3 I got now. I mean, you know, when I realized how much work they are, right? Oh, they'll get easier when they get older. You know? Oh, they'll get easier. What? They're still on my payroll. I do. They're fucking it. They take more money. I live more without now than I did before. How does that work? How is it so much different? How am I less? I can't do what? Like, I was able to do so much more. And now that these crotch gremlins are older, it's like, where's my money? It all goes to them. Like, can't buy a new car. We have all old cars here. Why not? Because I'm supporting fucking 5 cars. Mechanics, insurance, phones, fucking groceries, gas, registration. I can't afford anything. I have to budget. And if I'm not going to tell my secrets for how I budget my money for my gambling, but I do. Could I take it and put it towards the bills or buy me something nice? Yes, but I choose to go and mentally escape. So that's my little retreat, you know? I pay for all that shit. My kids can't afford it. They're in grad school. Yeah. Microphone. I pay for everything. Oh, shit. Love my purple? Really? Yeah, labiaplasty. Yeah, no, it's my mental escape. And so I save money instead of buying clothes for myself. I save money for my mental escape. And I love every minute of it. It's good exercise. No, I can't pay for yours too. I'm tapped out. I should have stopped at 1. You know, I mean, I probably would have had more money. Stop gambling. Your daycare will be expensive. You know, Steven, if they just put a fucking bullet in my brain, I wouldn't care. Put a bullet in my brain if I'm a vegetable and put me out in the pasture. I'm not getting caregiving. No. I'm not. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it to my kids nor myself. They can fucking just knock me out. Whatever they do to kill a horse on the farm, just do it to me. I know, Heather. Well, you got to stop going in the damn hospital. Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't care about my money. I don't care. I save for that. It's like saving for clothes or saving for a new car. You budget for things, right? That's in my line item budget plan, is my mental escape every week. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's what I choose to do with my extra money for me, right? In some months, I have it left over because I've done well, or, some months, and then I splurge with myself, or I keep it I roll it over for the next month. I would never pay for everything for my kids. That's not how I want them to learn how to be an adult. Tiffany, that's you. Don't worry about what I'm doing. And you don't have to retort back. I didn't ask your opinion. I just told everybody what I did. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't give a fuck how you think that makes them an adult. I do what I do because we choose to do that. You know why? Because my kids aren't going to have loans. When they graduate from grad school, they're going to actually have a life and not be living under a cloud of loans. We do that for our kids. That's what we have chosen to do for our kids. I don't give a fuck what you do. I didn't ask. Sorry. I didn't ask, right? Truth, I didn't ask. She just wanted to do a little dig on me, and I'm not done. Fuck you. Here's the thing. My daughter's paying for her law school, right? She chose not to go to a bigger law school because she didn't want $350,000 in debt, right? So she chose a different route so she could pay for it. So because she's paying for her school and working full time, we are helping her out until she graduates and gets her passes her LSAT, right? Dan wants my kids to have no loans when they graduate school, so they can start fresh and not have any worry. And at that point, we're done. We're axnade, you're taking everything over, right? They go away with no loans. We're lucky we're able to do that. Period. No loans. Would it teach them more to be an adult with no loans? No, but it gives them more opportunities. And in today's society, let me tell you, you need the more opportunities because kids can't live in today's society. I have a daughter who's paying for school and making a decent amount of money. And she still is, it's hard. She could not take on car insurance. She could not take on her phone bill. She could not do anything. Period. Most kids need help these days. And we're giving the biggest gift to our kids by saying, you know what, we'll go without and we will struggle so that way you don't have any loans, right? And then when you're done, you take on the world because you have no more payments and then everything else is yours and you're welcome. Yeah. Jennifer's her last year. Hannah, 2 more years. Today's society is much different. I was able to go to school full-time, work full-time, graduate in 4 years, and be able to really be on my own. My mom paid for my car insurance and my phone. Nope, I paid for my phone. My mom paid for my car insurance. I had to pay for everything else. You could have done that back then. In 1992, 93, 94, it was easier. You could do it. It was hard, but you could do it. Today, you can't do that shit. So I'm giving my kids a fucking present that no other family. And I told Hannah, I said, here's the thing. Don't look for me for a lot of money for your wedding. Don't look for me for money for your wedding. I'll give you what I can give you, but I'm giving you the freedom of no loans. And I'm paying for your grad school, which I said I never was going to do. But now we're paying for your grad school and helping pay for everything else. You probably won't get, because I haven't saved for a wedding, right? But I'm giving you a bigger blessing. So I'll give whatever I can give. And she's like, I understand that. She understands that. So Dan is paying, not you. Okay, so you seem to know my finances. Call me that girl. What else can you tell me about my finances that I don't know? Because apparently you know more than I do about my finances. I would love to know. Dan is paying, not you. Okay. Mm-hmm. I wanted to know. I just wanted to know what she thought about my finances. Obviously, she knows more than I do. School over wedding. Yeah. My kids had no loans. Now they're making more than I ever did. Yes, and you did that for them, right? I think that's the biggest. That's the biggest. That's the biggest thing we as parents can do. If you can do it, now not every parent can do that. We, are struggling doing that. I mean, it's not easy doing that, right? For 3 kids, Andrew lives at home, but we are doing that. So, yeah. And paying cash for a house that's falling apart. There goes your wedding. I know. I think from this point forward, anybody who knows more about my finances than me should send me a check, because obviously, if you know about my finances, you know I'm strapped. So, anybody who claims to know more than me about my money, please, you should be sending me money, because you would know, oh shit, Salingers are getting a little spicy dicey. I would rather help my kids out now than when I'm dead. They'll feel bad for asking, but that's what we do, That's what we do. I mean, I just do those things. Do I want to do them? No, I love doing them. I really do love giving. If I'm going to give it to anybody, I'm going to give it to my kids. It's a great accomplishment for me, right? To be able to say yes and to be able to do it, Am I always happy about it? No, no. Does it always break the bank? Yeah. And I'm lucky that I can. Quite frankly. I need to go. I've been on here for like 2 hours. What the fuck is wrong with me? Anyway, I've had a lot of discussions today. Who knew? I was like coming on here today and I was like, fuck, I don't even want to do this, but I have to, But anyway, here I am. So the love of the day, the message of the day is, you are important, you are worthy, and you matter. You guys need to believe that every day. And sometimes we don't always believe it, and we doubt ourselves, and we feel certain ways, and that's okay. We're entitled to those days. We're entitled to those months. We're entitled to those weeks. And if you want to drink the day away, drink the day away. If you want to fern the day away, fern the day away. Do what you want to do. If the only thing I'm doing, if I want to do something, and I restrict myself from doing it, why? If I want a glass of wine now, why do I care? Do I drive anywhere today? No. If I want to puff, pass, why not? It's my life. I choose to do those things. And every time I say no, it's because I'm worried about something else or somebody else for making a judgment. Fuck judgments. Fuck the judgments. Who cares? Do what you want to do. As long as you're not driving and your shit's done, you put your fucking feet up and enjoy yourself. Life is such a bore. And I look forward to my wine. Plain and simple. I don't give a fuck how many people want to throw that in my face. Yeah, I drink wine. Oh no. But I still get up and I run. I ran 4 miles. I ran over 3 and then walked 1. I'm kind of doing half-ass weights. I do yard work. I do my laundry. I clean my house. It doesn't impact me from what I do for the day. I deserve that right. Who's there to say don't do it? Why? What am I doing wrong? Nothing. And if I become an alcoholic, or if I'm not an alcoholic already, whatever, so it's my life. And you know what? I'm enjoying this phase of my life. I'm enjoying this phase of my life. You want a glass of wine? Yep. 10 o'clock? Well, I can't do it that early, but 11:30, 12? No, it's still too early for me. I'm more like a 2 o'clock, 2:30 person, like when I have a free day. Why not? How is it going to, why? Why would I used to do that all the time. Oh no, I can't. And I wanted it, but I said, oh no. I restricted myself all the time because I was worried about other people. I was worried about my husband's judgment. I don't give a fuck. Crack, motherfucker, you want to say something? Crack. And I'm okay. If my liver dies of cirrhosis, so at least I was having fun doing it. I'm having fun doing it. And I'm tired of beating myself up for drinking because everybody else has something to say about it. Do you? get the balls, or vagina, because our vaginas are a lot stronger, hold your vagina and say, fuck you. This is what I want to do. Stop worrying about other people. We seem to worry too much about what other people say. For a long time at the beginning of lives, I wouldn't drink anymore. I was afraid because everybody was saying and calling me an alcoholic. What the fuck did I care that for at the beginning? I was like, who the fuck am I? Who cares what people think? I don't do that anymore. Cheers, motherfuckers. Or where's your wine? I already finished it. I did what I wanted to do today. I had 2 glasses. Or finishing the bottle. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Do you? If you want to do it, do it. Don't let other people influence you to do something or not to do something that you want to do. I wasted too many years doing that shit. Wasted too many years because of my insecurities and worried about what people were going to think, primarily my husband. I didn't want to be labeled an alcoholic because my parents were. I was too worried about the label of being an alcoholic. You want to give me that label? Go for it. Maybe I am. But I still probably do more than you do in a day. Yeah, than anybody does in a day. It doesn't affect me like that. I'm not a drunk. My parents were drunks. They drank till they blacked out. I don't do that. I drink, I feel good. Sometimes I stop, sometimes I don't. But you know what? I'm me, and I'm finally living my life. Do it. Don't let others influence your behaviors because you're worried about what they think. Fuck that shit. I'm tired of that shit. Love yourself, and that comes with self-love. Do you. Believe you are worthy. Believe you are important, and then things will come. And I know some of you don't do the same shit because I did it too. You're too worried about what your partner's going to think. If you want a fucking mimosa, start drinking them. And you're right, Mouse's mom. I deserve this life now. I've worked hard for this life. And if I want to drink at 10, I'm going to drink at 10. I know, in the judgment, and Smurf, that's what I'm talking about. So many of you right now, I know, are struggling with that. Whether it's alcohol or it's something else that you want to do and you're too afraid because of the judgment. Fuck the judgment. Fuck the judgment. Who fucking cares? Let them fucking judge you. You know how much judgment I get right now on social media? I have a fucking psychopathic stalker hate group that, looks up my locations and makes sure, like, line items, like if I'm saying where I'm going to be, they're making sure that it's open at the same time. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Why are they so obsessed with what I do and what I'm drinking? It's my life. I have fucking worked hard. I remember going to soccer tournaments and, we'd go to lunches and stuff like that, and I wouldn't drink because I was afraid. Everybody else was drinking, but I just not what I did. I conditioned myself to drink after the games. Why? What was I worried about? Everybody else was. Fuck that shit. No more. Do what you want to do. Stop beating yourself up for drinking. Stop beating yourself up for having fun. Stop beating yourself up for thinking you did something wrong. You know what? If we do something wrong, we'll learn our lessons. We are old enough. Anyway, I'm done. Get me off of this fucking thing. Anyway, remember, you are important. You are worthy and you matter. And your feelings are valid. Our feelings don't have to match everybody else's feelings, but they're valid. And stop giving opinions when they're not asked about or asked for. Nobody gives a shit. This isn't an airport. You can't have it your way. And you stalker people out there, it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird that you have to timestamp me. It's fucking weird that you have to check my location and say, oh, it's not open till 1 today, but she said she had to leave the house at 11:30. She's probably going to the casino. And so what? The fuck is wrong with you people? Even if I did that, I would tell you. I don't hide anything. When I say I go to the casino, I go to the casino. When I say I'm going to a winery, I go to a winery. I mean, I don't know why people are questioning my truth. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. For fuck's sake. I have nothing to hide. Like, they want to catch me on things. They know about my financials. They know about all this stuff. And I'm like, how can you say that? They're quoting things about my mom today. Quoting things about my mom. Oh, I know for a fact. You know, nobody knows anything for a fact other than me. You guys are fucking strangers. I've never met half of you that are like out to get me. But yeah, you know about my finances and my mom and her finances and its finances. Y'all are fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. Clinker Brink. I heard of that. I've heard of that. I don't think I've been there. I go to Lang Twins is my favorite, and M2. Yeah. But they make shit up. And then the other day when I posted that shit, they said, we have every right to make up lies. What? You have every right to make up a lie? But why? What's the purpose? To really just try to get people to hate me? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why? Why lie? I tell you. Ugh, anyway, Jill, I know not all of you are crazy, but most of us are. I'm nutty. That's okay. We could be crazy. We could be crazy, but not that crazy. Like, don't stalk me. Weird. Anyway, you don't have to worry about stalking me today because I'm home and I'm sure you have my address. So anyway, you guys, I love you. I don't know how I feel today. If we're not on by 6 p.m. PST, I probably won't be coming on. Depends on our moods and if we're cohesive enough to do it. Enjoy your day. Happy Labor Day. Enjoy that day off for those of you who work Monday and Friday. Do what you want to do. Get in that pool. Lay in that kiddie pool. Put your feet up. Fucking cheers and have the best day ever. Love ya. Bye.